When you give some advice for negotiating, you got so many things in that deal. Yes, when you're buying a home, it's actually a lot easier to negotiate than you think. So step number one is knowing that closed mouths don't get fed. Okay, so be very transparent with your agent with what it is you want out of the deal, because they're the ones that are going to be communicating on your behalf. A lot of times whenever people get a counter offer from the seller, immediately they take it and they're like, okay, well, we don't want to rock the boat, we don't want to do anything like that, let's just accept it, right? So let me actually give you a play-by-play of exactly what happened for me. So I came in at $25,000 under the initial asking price, and then the sellers came back and they said, okay, we'll give you $7,000 under the asking price. This is our final offer, this is the best that we can do. And usually that is code for don't push us anymore, right? But I was assessing the market, the location, how long the property has been sitting on the market. And I'm like, I think we still have some wiggle room. And I said, okay, if this is the best that they can do numbers wise, then I would like the house fully furnished, because they had everything upgraded. Like all of the appliances were upgraded. And even the furniture they had was fantastic. They had great taste. They had great artwork. And so my agent's like, okay, hell yeah, no, let's do that. So we gave that to the seller, and the seller came back and they said, well, we're not going to give you all this artwork and all of that, but here are all the things we can give you, which ended up being a lot. And they said, okay, but because these things are also expensive, we're just going to bump it up by $2,000. So it ended up being $5,000 under the initial asking price, but it came with all of that stuff. So I was very, very happy with it. And it's also important to remember that, at least for me, the location that I'm at, it's not a buyer's market, and it's more of a seller's market, but kind of at the tail end. So prices are still high, but not as like sky high as they were a few months ago.